I want this to be extremely practical, implementable, something you can actually take away, put notes down, and give a little bit of a master class. Branding, influence, social media. Okay, it was almost exactly 2 years ago. I was at a conference just like this, and someone gave a presentation on social media, and he said 2 things that stuck with me. First thing he said is the most valuable thing you can have is influence. It's today's gold rush. Okay, and he hit home with that, and he said almost every single self-made billion-dollar brand that has come out in the last 5 years has had an influencer either start it or promote it. I got hyped, and so I walk out from that presentation, walk out into the hallway, watch an MBS Highway video, and I sit there and make a market update, and I post the first one. Thought I was going to be an influencer. About 5 minutes later, my wife calls me, and she's like, "What did you just post?" It was cringe, it was awkward, it was terrible. That was her nice way of saying, "I love you, I support you," but that was rough. My influencer journey lasted about 10 minutes. I went back to my room that night, and I turned into a consumer. I was just flipping social media, and I wish I could remember who said this, but I saw something. It was on a podcast. I saw something, and he said, your habits will dictate where you go, not your goals. Okay, he said your habits will dictate where you go, not your goals. And so as soon as I heard that, I started thinking, if you let your daily feelings dictate your daily actions, you'll never get where you want to go. If you don't feel like working out today and you don't work out, I can guarantee I can show you what you're going to look like in 2 years. Okay, if you don't feel like cold calling today and you don't cold call, I can show you what your business is going to look like. If you don't feel like posting social media today and you don't post on social media today, I can show what it's going to be. So I think it was Gary Vee that said, if you just give, if you only give for 12 months, post every single day, never sell, never ask, give every bit of information you have for 12 months, you will never need money again. And so I decided that day I was going to post every single day for 12 months, never even tell them that I was in mortgage, and I was just going to give. And so that was almost exactly 2 years ago. July 1st was my first video. I haven't missed a day since. The first year, we got 500 million views, not impression views. My wife the other day actually was the one. So, I mean, those that know me, I'm not a traditional influencer. Like, that is not me. My wife was like, it's pretty crazy to think 1 in every 200 people in the entire United States follow you. The influence and what it's done for my business and what it can do for your business is absolutely insane. And so when they told me to speak, I got 15 minutes. I wanted to do the 3 things. If I could go back to that first day when I was starting, what are the 3 things I would tell myself to make this a whole lot easier? And so that's what we're going to go through. We're going to go through the 3 things, exactly what it is. You do not need 1 million followers to have influence. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how to go get millions and millions and millions of views. Influence is completely different. In fact, I would go to say that when I probably had the most influence in my local market in real estate is when I had between 10 and 20,000 followers. My local agents saw that and they're like, I can do that. Now with 1 million followers, they think I'm just lucky, one-hit wonder. Yes, I do loans nationally, but 10 to 20,000 followers was probably the sweet spot. That's when I was doing about 100 million production by myself, because I could speak at any brokerage I want. I could sit down with any agent I want. They wanted it. Okay, it was extremely, extremely powerful. So that's what we're going to go through. We're going to go through 3 things. You want to write these down. The first one is the 2 E's of social media. The next one is the 4 parts of every single viral video on social media. When I say viral, not millions of views, viral to keep influence. And the last thing is going to be batching and sourcing. I'm going to make your life so much easier on how to actually do social media. So the 2 E's. The only reason people go on social media is to be educated or entertained. They do not want to be sold to. But then we as service professionals get on there and we try to sell every single time. Okay, they don't want to be sold to. You are the ad on social media that they are trying to get past. We are a dopamine deprived people nowadays. Okay, we used to watch 4-hour movies with intermissions. I can't get through a TikTok without holding my thumb down to try to speed that thing up. Okay, they do not want to be sold to. You can only educate or entertain. So then you say, what do I educate or entertain on? The way that I kind of did this, my first videos were painful. Okay, I was teaching you how to do escrow accounts, and it was so bad. But eventually, I went to the 5 people around me and I asked them this question. I said, if you were to come to me for advice for anything other than real estate, what would you come to me for? Okay, I asked my wife, my dad, my siblings, my best friends, and I wrote all those answers down. The next thing I did, I chose my 5 favorite clients I've ever worked with. Okay, and I went to their social media pages, hit their following, and just scrolled and wrote down every single blue check mark inside of that they were following. They don't care what I want to watch or create. They don't care about mortgage. They don't care about any of that. They want to learn what they want to learn, so I want to figure out what they were going to post. And so now it's like back to third grade, Venn diagram, right? I have what the people closest to me see me as an expert in. I have what my favorite clients are consuming every day on social media, and I just said, where's the commonality? That's what I'm going to post every single day. There's this weird psychological thing where when you're an expert in one thing, you're an expert in all things. They don't care if you're an expert in mortgage. Some of the most successful people are experts in, I don't know, sports. Okay, they're experts in anything. You can be an expert on social media in golf, and they will correlate with you being an expert there as an expert inside a mortgage. I can't tell you how many calls and DMs I get asking for marital advice or some random stuff because they see me as an expert in finance, and they will correlate it. If you are an expert, they will come to you. Educate or entertain, never sell. Give for 12 months, never even telling them you're in mortgage. At the end of 12 months, I promise you'll never have to cold prospect again. Okay, so educate or entertain. The next one. 4 parts of every single viral video. Every viral video will have these 4 parts in it. The first one is a hook. You have 6 words or less to tell them what they're gonna watch inside your video. If you start with your video with, hey, this is Braiden Shaw, they're gone. Okay, think about how fast you scroll. You've all done so much, you know the speed at which your thumb's gonna scroll on that phone, okay? That timing is how long you have to catch their attention so they know exactly what they're gonna get from that video. That's hard. Okay, that's 3 seconds. So if I start it with an introduction or anything else, it's not gonna have 6 words. There was actually a study done. 6 words at a 3rd grade reading level is the most optimal hook. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example as we kind of go through this. Real estate agents, we all watch real estate agents every single day, okay? We've all seen the real estate agent get up, say, hey, this is Braiden Shaw, I'm here at 123 ABC Street, come walk through this house with me. Okay, we all like it because we're loan officers, then we scroll right past, I don't want to actually watch the home, okay? What if that real estate agent did the exact same person in front of the same house and just said, bet you can't afford this house. Okay, bet you can't afford this house. 6 words, 3rd grade reading level. Okay, now I'm challenged. I'm gonna watch that video, I'm like, why can't I afford that house? Okay, you have 6 words or less to do a hook. The next thing, emotional connect. Write this down. You have 5 seconds to emotionally connect. Social media is no longer about flexing in front of Lambos and on private jets, trying to tell everyone to drop ship and that they'll make millions and millions of dollars. Back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, we built community inside our community. Gas stations, barbershops, grocery stores. Okay, fast forward, my opinion actually went to religion. That's where people found community. Fast forward another 20, 30 years, it was your job. That's where people found community. COVID hit, we don't know where to find community, people are turning online. They want community and they want to follow real people, authentic people online. And so you need to emotionally connect within 5 seconds. Go back to our example with the real estate agent, okay? Bet you can't afford this house. Next thing out of their mouth, interest rates are high right now, it's hard to afford a home. I get that, I'll teach you how to fix that later, but let's go walk through this. I just turned into a real person. I know it's hard, I know what you're going through, you're struggling to pay bills, I know exactly what you're doing, okay? Now I'm a real person, I've built community, I've emotionally connected to you, and the chance of getting that follow at the end of this goes up astronomically. Do not forget that emotional connect. The third piece is the easy piece. This is the actual educate, entertain. Education, in my opinion, is actually a whole lot easier to get followers than entertainment. If I, as a consumer, see something entertaining, I'm gonna like it, send it all to my friends, and then I'm gonna scroll right past. You've gotta show up on my feed funny like 82 times before I hit that follow button. But in education, if you give me a good video and it's a good click and I click on your page, I'm like, oh, this is what he does, I'm gonna hit follow. It is easier to get followers in education, but if you're funny, go entertain, I don't care. Educate, entertain, that's gonna be the bulk of your video. That's 45 seconds. You're gonna educate or entertain. When I talk about sourcing, I'll tell you how to do that here in a little bit, but that's the meat and potatoes. At the very end, you're gonna do a call to action that is a deposit, not a withdrawal. Conceptually understand the difference. A call to action is not, if you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance, call me. That is not the right call to action. The right call to action is tell them what they're gonna get if they do what you tell them to do, okay? If you are looking to grow your net worth, follow me. I've said that on every single video for 2 years now, because I'm telling them if you want to get rich, if you want to grow your net worth, follow me. That's what they're going to get from following me. That is a call to action. I ran a study on my own page about 6 months in. I had 10,000 followers, and I did 1 week of posting the exact same videos, and I did the first 3 parts, but I didn't have the CTA. I just ended the video after I gave them a ton of information. And the next week, I posted the exact same videos, but at the end of it, I said, if you're looking to grow your net worth, follow me. I got 3 times the followers putting that call to action at the end of it, because people want to be led and will do what they're told. We're subliminal human beings that will do what we're told. And so when I tell them, follow me if you're looking to grow your net worth, they're going to hit follow. Okay, every single viral video is going to have one of those 4 things. Now they disguise it different. Every single video looks a little bit different. Sometimes the hook is more of a visual hook than a verbal hook. Okay, sometimes the emotional connect is, rather than saying something, it's them getting ready, it's a more intimate setting, something like that. They'll change it slightly, but every video has to have those 4 points. If you don't have those 4 points, I promise you, your chances of going viral and getting influence will not be there. Okay, the last thing, batching and sourcing. So we've got the 2 E's, educate or entertain. You're never going to sell, you're going to post every single day. You're not going to talk about mortgage, they shouldn't even know you're in mortgage. You're going to be an expert because they're going to correlate it. Then you have the 4 parts of every viral video. Okay, the last thing is batching and sourcing. Batching is the easiest one, so we'll hit that. Don't try to do this every single day for 30 minutes. It's not going to work. Okay, your feelings are going to get in the way and you're going to find an excuse not to do the video. Batch your content on a single day, dedicate an hour, get in there and film 5, 6 videos. You can convince yourself every single Monday from 2 to 3 to get inside, shut the door, turn on Do Not Disturb, hold up your phone and film. I can do that. Now, 9 to 9:30 every single morning, there's going to be a morning something comes up, some fire's there, it's not going to happen, I'm going to get out of the loop and I'm not going to be consistent. Consistency is everything. If I was to honestly give my superpower on social media, that's what it is. I've never missed a day. Okay, I have bad days, I have good days, I have everything, but because I've batched, I know exactly, I have 40 videos ready to go at any given time. Batch, sourcing. Before you all think I'm a plagiarizer, okay, I need to convince you of something. There is no such thing as original content nowadays, other than your personal stories. I promise you, someone has said it, written about it, podcasted about it, taught it, blogged it, something, okay? Everything is out there. So many people sit down with a Word document or ChatGPT and they try to come up with this amazing content, and they post 50 videos and 49 of them flop on their face, and they have one video that takes off and they get that dopamine there, they're like, I'm gonna do this, and the next 49 flop again. Instead of doing that, go to the algorithm that tells you what goes viral. TikTok is the #1 search engine in the world. More searches are done on TikTok than Google. Okay, more time is spent on TikTok than Google. TikTok is also probably the leading algorithm right now where content decides whether it's viral and then disseminates to all the other platforms. And so when I source my content, I go to TikTok. I decide I want to make a video on, I don't know, top 3 stocks. I'm going to TikTok, I'm just typing in top 3 stocks. I'm gonna watch the top 4 videos. Those are the most recent viral videos that the algorithm has told me it's going to reward. And I guarantee those 4 videos are gonna have the 4 parts of a viral video. So now I'm consuming the content exactly how it should be. I'm gonna listen to their hook and I'm gonna make it mine, okay? It's not gonna be the same hook. I'm gonna choose 6 words, 3rd grade reading level. Their emotional connect, my emotional connect could be completely different, should be completely different, because that's you. That's how you turn it original. The meat and potatoes in the middle, the educated and entertaining, it's gonna be set up the same. You're gonna wanna make sure it's changed slightly, okay? Make sure you put your 3 stocks in. But pay attention to how they're doing it. Was Tesla their #1 stock because they wanted to put a little controversy in there and get some comments? Like, look at what they're doing behind what they're actually saying, replicate it with your own content, and then put the call to action at the end. If you source your content from TikTok, the algorithm's actually telling you, rather than posting 49 videos flopping and having 1 go viral, now you'll have 20 that go viral, and you'll have 30 that won't. Rather than playing the lottery and just hitting that button every single time, slots, now you actually have a baked hand that you can almost convince the algorithm to make it go viral. Your chances go up astronomically. And so now when you educate, entertain, you do not sell. You become an actual expert in a field where people trust you and will naturally correlate that. I don't care if you're golf, and at the end of every video, you say, I love my career because it allows me to golf like this. That's all you have to do. They in their head will know, oh, he's a loan officer. It gives him freedom, that's why he's golfing, and they'll remember it. We ask the algorithm to try, people consume mortgage content 1 week every 7 years is the stat, right? We're asking the algorithm to find the right person on the right week in the right market and put my content in front of them so it actually matters. Instead, I want to be where they're at the other 81 weeks when they're not looking for mortgage content, because then I'm the expert and they'll raise their hand. Educate, entertain, 4 parts of every viral video. Hook, emotional connect, meat and potatoes, call to action. And the last thing, batch and source. You will not be consistent unless you do it, and you will not be able to source realistic, good content every single time unless you do it, okay? I want you guys to realize that it does not take 1 million followers. 10,000 followers is all that you guys need. But the difference is there's a ton of people listening to this, filming this, taking notes on this, but 1 or 2 of you are actually gonna do it. Be one of the 2 that actually do it. Your habits dictate where you're gonna go, not your goals. All of you are setting a goal right now saying, I'm gonna start posting. Okay? Your habits will dictate where you go, not your goals. Make sure your daily actions are fed by those habits and not your feelings. Okay, and let me know if you guys have questions. I'm an open book. I'll be around all day, whatever you guys need, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Let's go!